Yo, Space Sensei here, back with another video, live action from the hot tub, the jacuzzi. I think I'm gonna do a new spot for an intro every time, just to make it more exciting, to change it up a bit. Exciting. Bryce Hall, Taylor Holder, they punch Bradley Martyn, okay? I haven't got a chance to punch, but I gotta punch him next time I see him. But I need a true comparison here. I've done a video before about Logan and KSI, so I gotta check out these TikTokers to see how hard they're hitting, you know? Also, some the sparring went down, crazy haymakers. Dudes were just brawling, just not even caring. A lot of brawling. I hope it gets a little bit more cleaned up for, you know, when it comes to the TikToker versus YouTuber event, but it's gonna be entertaining either way. Welcome to the new office. All right, so I'm gonna actually do some educating here, some breakdowns of where they can improve, where they'd go wrong on some of their punches, and what was actually very good, okay? I watched the footage, I memorized it. Jasper's gonna lay it over and work his magic as I explain the do's and the don'ts and how they could find some more power in the punches. Listen, I ain't the best out there, but I definitely know more than I can do, if that makes sense. I love learning about it, and I love the ins and outs, the X and O's of punching and kicking and all that good stuff, but let's go over it. So here we have Bradley, good old Bradley Martyn. I see the resemblance, honestly. All right, so first we got Bryce Hall.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, when he throws his jab, okay, he's a strong kid, so he's obviously gonna hit hard, but when he was, one thing, when he jabbed, you saw the pawing, so he was squared up, right? He stayed square, head went up a little bit, and then when he punched, right, left foot is up, he's pushing on his back foot, which is good, it's natural, but then the hand paws down, right? So your power's going in, and then it's going down, okay, and his hand's actually bouncing off of the target. Now, if we fast forward to Taylor, okay, on the jab.
That was good.
When he jabbed, he had a little, if you noticed, he had more rotation, okay? Every punch, if it's straight or a hook, doesn't matter, you're looking to get rotation. Rotation in the hips and the shoulder is where power comes from. So in the jab, you want to be able to snap the hips over, and if you notice when Taylor punches, his left hip gets more in front, that's going to give him more power. All right, and then you can see a little rotation in the shoulder, and his hand drops less. That means he's going further through the target, boom, when he jabs. Now, preferably to get more power, you would want to be more stationary. You want to push, but then you want to dig with your front foot too, because you don't want to just punch while your left foot is in the air. You can't really see it, but if your left foot's in the air, you only push off your back leg. You want both feet on the ground. So you want to be able to stay low, glide across the ground, jab through, okay, and make sure you continue the power through the jaw. This way you can get Bradley's head to do that, right? So I don't want to just kind of like pop it. I want to rotate through. Okay, this thing's so I want to step, and the more rotation, the better. If even I can get my thumb to even go a little bit down and get like a 45, that would be even better, okay? Because I'd be able to step through the punch and go right through, okay? So that's the improvement. Okay, but obviously Taylor hit harder on that one. Now the body punch, my personal favorite, okay? So, Bryce, which is natural, doing a little bit of slapping, and if you noticed, he was punching, his elbow stayed down the whole time.
Go, yeah.
It didn't get behind his punch. So what you're seeing is this kind of slapping hook where the hand goes back, and then they're trying to turn the knuckles over, and by the time you get there, right, the elbow's still in, your shoulder's crunching up, and you're kind of slapping into it, right? So you want to lift your elbow up so your elbow can get behind, and you'll see the last guy do it perfectly. Okay, so the first thing is getting your elbow behind the punch. No matter what punch it is, you want your elbow behind the knuckles. You're stacking the knuckles to the elbow, okay? You want that strong alignment. You don't want this. You don't want the power going here, because look, the elbow's not behind it, okay? And even though it's a hook, you don't want to slap with it. You want to punch through your target, so my energy is still going through him. I don't want to go like this, okay? That works if we were squared up, right? And then I'm going this way here because I'm going through. But if I'm aligned with him like this, I actually want to punch through him, so my power is actually going straight through. So if I want to throw a body put, like we call it like a body uppercut, right? Instead of just a hook, I actually want to punch still through him, okay, and not slap with it. Sometimes you can catch a guy when he's breathing out, and you'll catch him, knock the wind out of him. But essentially, you know, Bradley's bracing for it. You want to hit straight through the guy. But if you notice, Taylor, a little bit of a stopping motion, but his elbow is up, and he also rotated his hips all the way through, and his body was facing the way that he was wanting to go. So we got some more pop on it. This guy. We got to figure out who that guy is. If you notice, freeze frame at the end of the punch, his shoulders are all the way through his hips. Everything is facing the way that he wants to go. He's not still kind of facing, right? You don't get this. You get that full rotation. That shoulder, that chest, that pec is stretching. His hips, massive torque, right? And then his elbows aligned, and you notice he goes through the guy, through Bradley in the punch, rather than this rounded motion on the hook. You still want it to be straight. So if I'm here and I'm throwing it, right? It'd be better if I was at this angle, but whatever. If I'm here throwing it, I still want to be able to set, rock this way to get power into his left leg, rotate, but through the target so that he bounces back instead of me going boom, boom, and then rocking my hips back. I should be able to hook and stay and drive through to get a lot of power. So one thing you're going to see from more experienced fighters is you're going to see a more of a bladed stance, one shoulder in front. Okay, they're going to be a little bit square, just enough where they can rotate on their jab and then rotate through on their cross, right, and on their hooks. When you saw with Bryce, he's a little bit more squared off, right, and just throwing straight punches and then winging the punches from the side. That's what you see. Instead of, you know, setting them up here and then rotating here, you're going to see the body staying pretty square. Dangerous because you can keep your face is open, right? Some guys get away with being square. Very few. Okay, one perfect example, Mike Tyson. If you're going to be squared up, you must rely, okay, on lateral movement. Okay, head movement and lateral movement, not forward and back so much, right? You saw Mike Tyson. He was here. He would work on this stuff here, boom, right, and coming back. So it's a lateral movement. When you're bladed, then you can really work on going that in and out, staying on the outside for the jump cross. I prefer the bladed one, right? Because when you're shorter and stockier, you have to really rely on doing things like this. But amateurs, all of these guys should be focusing. Whoever's doing this better, in my opinion, is going to win, unless, you know, one of these gets caught or something like that. But that's my opinion. Whoever's better bladed and got that good footwork in and out is going to do better. Alright guys, so thanks to the love in the last video. I'm trying to get back on the YouTube grind, okay, get back in the mix. I'm actually working on stuff. I want to travel out west now that COVID is slowing down and travel things are getting a little bit easier, so I can put together some content and train with some of the guys. I'm looking forward to it all. I'm making do with what I can, getting back into the swing of things. So leave a like and subscribe, and me and Bob will see you later. Oos.